Hey creative, you know, this right here is my favorite moment because I built unique instruments for a while now, and I even have some of my first ones here. They looked like this. And ever since I discovered this passion, I thought to myself, how can I share this with the world? How can I make the experience that are my instruments available for other people when there are literally only one of them ever in existence? So I can't just say, okay, I send them out to you, and when you're done with your music project, you ship them back to me. There's just no way this works. So I pretty soon discovered that the answer had to be digital. It had to be some form of virtual instrument. So that means I have to record the instruments, I have to package and map the samples in their own VST plugin, and that way you can experience them too. And also, little known fact about me, I had to battle creative block a lot when it comes to writing music. Like stuck on 8 bars kind of block. That's why I always challenge myself to write a demo track with every new virtual instrument I make. And this time I went to the extreme and said, okay, I can only use effects to somewhat shape and color the sounds, but everything you're about to hear is the Noisebox virtual instrument. So I call you to the same challenge to only use the Noisebox on your next music track. Let me know what your experience with the instrument is, and also if it sparks your creativity like it does for me. This particular project, though, was a wild ride. From long days in the workshop to battling procrastination during the build phase. You know, this should have been this fun, interesting little project, but right now it stresses me the f*** out. But taking the first step is always the hardest, so just let's get it over with. Digging up forgotten components only to be also added to the Noisebox.
Nice!
Building a complicated piezo microphone setup while the workshop was apparently haunted, which is its own story altogether. Are you okay, Bob? So, this is Bob. He helps me with soldering. To then recording it and last minute fixing some crucial mistakes. Okay, I was just about ready to press the recording button. But then I listened to the direct piezo microphone signal and it was humming very badly. And I thought to myself, oh God. I taught you guys how to shield piezo microphones in the last video, and then I connect everything to record it and it sounds horrible. Then it hit me. I have a manufactured or like a fully shielded, assembled piezo microphone, and it looks like this. And I always wondered, since I've started this Noisebox project, why does this microphone only need a ground and a signal? Because my audio output has 3 connections for comparison. So the cable you put into my audio output box looks like this. It has the ground, then the so-called cold part and the hot part of the jack. It only needs those 2. It only needs black and shielding to the ground and signal to the tip, and then there's no humming. But let's continue with the recording and fingers crossed get a clean signal now. To editing hundreds and hundreds of samples and testing the VST over and over and over. Let's just say it took a lot to get here. But it was all worth it because the Noisebox is finally available for download. It's the first link in the video description. If you have any trouble installing it, just contact me at buildrecordshare@gmail.com, but also read the install instructions that come with the download. By the way, at this point, everything here is on a donation basis, so if you can financially support the project, that genuinely helps me out to keep going. If you can't, still grab it, still enjoy it. Another great way, of course, is to subscribe to the channel. That also reassures Bob that I'm worth keeping around. Right, Bob? He agrees. But man, there were a few "what am I even doing with my life" moments in this project, let me tell you. But with patience and figuring out stuff one step at a time, and little by little, everything took shape and came together. And I applied a lot of things that I've learned from my previous two instruments. But this time I wanted to go even deeper on the player side, so on the everything digital side. And that was only doable thanks to the open source nature of HISE, the open source program that I use for creating these digital instruments, and also the people behind it who keep improving and teaching it. So shout out to Christoph Hart, who, first of all, for developing HISE, and also to David Healey, whose tutorials on working with HISE are top-notch. Without them and all of the amazing open source community behind it, I think my instruments would only sit here and collect dust, never to be heard by anyone. And I would be just some weirdo who tinkers with DIY instruments in their basement. But now I can be a weirdo tinkering with DIY instruments in my basement and also share them with the world, which is a step up, I guess. Joking aside though, I have linked the HISE webpage in the description below and also David's YouTube channel. And it's a huge recommendation to start there if you want to start your own sampling journey. Let's wrap all of this up though. I hope you have a lot of fun exploring the uniqueness that is Procrastination Noisebox. And let me know what we should add in the first update, because I think this box has a lot more sounds to be procrastinated into existence. Until next time.